welcome to my channel. So in this video we are going to briefly go through the solution to this question called valid triangle number, and at the end of this video I'm going to briefly introduce the general procedure we should follow in the coding interview. So before we start the real content for today, I would really appreciate that if you can help subscribe to this channel, because this can help this channel to grow. So thanks a lot. So let's read through this problem. So given an array consists of non-negative integers, so your task is to count the number of triplets chosen from the array that can make triangles if we take them as side lengths of a triangle. So suppose there are three sides. So the condition to have the three sides to form a triangle is the sum of the smallest two sides is larger than the third side, which is the longest side. So that can make us to form a triangle, and also all the three sides should have the length larger than 0. So let's say if we have 2, 2, 3, 4, there are three options for us to form the triangle. So there is some notes. The length of the given array won't exceed 1000, and the integer of a given array is between 0 to 1000. So it's definitely possible that we can have some zeros within the input nums, which could be some hash case. So the general solution is something like this. You may wonder, it seems like to be an n-cube solution at the very beginning, because there are two layers of the for loop, and within the inner layer of the for loop there is a while loop. But that's not true. So actually this is a n-squared solution. That is because so like we just enumerate the first the smallest side, and then we enumerate the middle side, the second largest side, and then the largest side is indicated by k. So why it is an n-squared solution? That is because we use the technique when we enumerate the largest side. That is, every time we try to move the k, we try to move the k as far as we can, so that next time we don't need to restart. Like we don't need to start k from the very beginning. Instead, we just start from when we was last time. So let's go through this piece of code. So essentially, if there are less than 3 numbers, then we're just going to return 0. Otherwise, we are going to first sort it from the smallest to the largest in as any order. So we initialize the count as 0, which is how many ways we can form the triangle. We are going to return this count finally. So we enumerate the first, which is the smallest side. So no surprise here. And if the first side is smaller or equal to 0, then we're just going to continue. Otherwise, we first initialize the k as I plus 2. So k is the index of the largest side. And so for this layer, which is second largest side, so nothing surprise here. But the real thing, the real technique here, the real optimization happens here. So every time you just start k from where it was last time. So that is because every time we move the j to the next one, because this array is sorted in ascending order, it means if we move j to the next number, then it means the next number is going to be larger. So potentially potentially we can move the k to the next number, but we never need to move the k backwards, because if the next number, which is nums j, is larger than the previous one, then there is at least there is maybe the same number of ways to so of course the current k, the current longest side, which is nums k, should be already smaller than nums I plus nums j. That is because nums j is the second longest side is already longer than the last one. So that is why we just need to keep moving k without like restart over from the very beginning. So it's like here we enumerate the second side. So when we enumerate the third side, So we just don't need to go back and start from the very beginning. Instead, what we need to do is we just keep going from where we were last time. So it's like every time we just keep moving the k. So that's why we have the n square, because we don't need to move the k, which is the indicator, the index of the third side, over and over again. So with the I and j fixed, the number of ways to get a triangle is k minus j minus 1. When we enumerate the ways we can find to get the third side. So that's essentially how we solve this problem. It's an n square solution regarding the runtime. So when I say n square, n is the length of the input array. So yeah, that's it for the solution part. In a real coding interview, the first step is always try to understand the question. So please don't jump into the coding part too quickly. So you need to first understand the question and then think about some edge cases. If there's anything unclear, please bring up the question to the interviewer. So communication is a very important part in a coding interview. So the second one is you will need to think about some ideas how to solve this problem. Still, this is the communication part. So you need to figure out the solution, do some communication, do some runtime space analysis to convince your interviewer that the solution is efficient enough. And also, after you get an agreement, the next step is for you to do some coding work. So for coding, take care about the speed, so don't be too slow, because there is limitation in the coding interview. And also take care about the correctness and the readability. And the last one, so after you're done with coding, don't forget to do some testing. So either set up some test cases, or you run it manually, explain how this piece of code is gonna work, do some sanity check, fix the bugs. So if you follow this procedure and it went quite smooth, I would be surprised if you fail the interview. So that's it for this video. So if you like this video, please help subscribe this channel. If you have any question, feel free to leave some comments below. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.